Kelly and Mark, until death do them part. Before the actress Cameron Manheim demonstrated her knowledge of American Sign Language, and before Ryan Seacrest and the show's resident DJ competed in a game called Love Songs, the show's host Kelly Ripa made an announcement. Seacrest, who had hosted with her for 6 years, would soon be leaving. Who will take his place? My husband, Mark Consuelos, in what Ryan and I are calling the nation's weirdest social experiment, Lev, which began in 1988 as Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, hosted by Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford, has always depended, as its executive producer Michael Gelman told me, on the illusion that the hosts are a married couple who have invited some unusually glamorous friends over for morning coffee. He referred to the hosts, any hosts, as this faux husband and wife, only they're better looking and smarter and more vivacious than your normal neighbors, he said. But Ripa and Consuelos are actually husband and wife. They've been married for over 27 years. That's 270 in showbiz years, Ripa joked. What would it mean when take your husband to work day was suddenly every day? What would it mean to perform your marriage for millions of households? In early September, nearly 5 months after Consuelos' debut, I went to the show on the first 2 mornings of the couple's first full season together. There was no need to cross a picket line because the show does not employ Writers Guild members. Ripa's sleek blowout and her husband's beautifully white teeth were filmed by 6 cameras, 3 stationary and 3 wandering. Their rhythms and repartee had been set by this point in Consuelos' tenure. She was the ecstatic cheerleader, a glammed-up version of, as she put it, a simple girl from New Jersey. He was the attractive straight man. I wanted to know, as far one can ever know these kinds of things when it comes to unscripted television, just how much of this was for the many cameras and how much spoke to their real relationship. Marriage, after all, is another kind of performance, with each spouse filling what is hopefully a complementary role. These two seem better at that act than most. Where did the act end? Did it end? The first time Ripa and Consuelos pretended to be a couple was in 1995, during a chemistry read for the ABC soap All My Children. Ripa was already a star of the show, playing the party girl turned private investigator turned cosmetics chief executive Haley Vaughn. Consuelos was auditioning to play her new love interest, Mateo Santos. The two actors had met in the rehearsal hall the day before, Ripa's hair in giant curlers. "Are you sure you want this job?" she asked him. She gestured to a blob of toothpaste she had applied to a pimple. "Look what they do to you." Consuelos did want the job. He and Ripa wanted each other, too. They were married, secretly, in Las Vegas, a year later and had their first child a year after that. Haley and Mateo enjoyed a somewhat more eventful relationship: kidnapping, bigamy, arson, near death and at least one alternate personality. In 2002, in a soap imitating Life move, their characters were written off, with Haley moving across the country to host a talk show.